So when I say we need to increase tax mobilization efforts, I'm not meaning that we need to introduce new taxes and all of that. Like you rightly said, we need to be very efficient. We need to ensure that our public sector is very efficient, and those slippages that leave the system that should have been revenue that is collected is minimized. I mean, there is no doubt that these things will happen, and there should be institutions in place to ensure that if it does happen, people are punished to serve as a deterrent, and even there are policies in place to ensure that those leakages do not occur. So you actually said it, we should be very efficient in the mobilization of our domestic resource basket. But most importantly, I think that in all of this, providing the right support to the Ghana Revenue Agencies should help. We need to also take advantage of our digitization drive to also ensure that businesses that go online, the government is able to collect the taxes that have to be collected. And as Ghanaians, we need to also come to a realization that we can only fund our development and no one else. I mean, if we're raising enough revenue to fund our development, this issue of our international capital market and all of that will not come up. So it's important that as Ghanaians, I'm not calling for the introduction of new taxes, but we should be up to our civil responsibilities to try as much as possible to pay taxes when we are supposed to pay, especially for those in the informal sector, and for us to be a little bit protected by ensuring that in whatever role we play, wherever it is, we ensure that some of these leakages out of the tax revenue stream are minimized.
Right.
And it's very, very important. And also, it's important that the government will also ensure that the public sector is very efficient in its expenditure. Rationalize our expenditure and make sure that we are being very efficient.
Right.
So that at the end of the day, our fiscal deficit would be manageable, and it begins to give a clear signal to the credit rating agencies that Ghana is doing something about it.
Okay.
I've heard discussions about Ghana going back to the IMF for credibility, because that is what can only assure the investors that we are doing something about our situation and there's no need for panic. I mean, if it gets to that point, and that's what we need, I don't have any problem if the government will go back to the IMF. For the IMF to assure that the plans that the government has put in place would be carried out to its conclusion, so that we can have a little bit of reduced interest rate on the international capital market.
Right.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe and click the bell icon and get notified every time we share something interesting. We would love to have you on there.